Well, the brief for the rebrand, first of all, was to honour the heritage of the school. It's 125 years old, in fact more than that now, and it was important that we paid tribute to that history, but also show that the school was moving forward, it was evolving.
Well, Varndean started as York Place School in 1884 on a site in the centre of Brighton which was opposite St Peter's Church. In 1909, York Place got a new head teacher who was called Miss Ellis, and she had a vision of moving the school from its very cramped site out to a greenfield site on the outskirts of Brighton. And she finally succeeded, and the school was opened in 1926 on the site it is now, and the school was renamed Varndean after the farm that had been on that site. And then in the late 70s, what had been Varndean Girls' Grammar School became a mixed comprehensive high school. The school has grown in size, rough figure nearly tripled, and that of course has meant that we've had new buildings added.
I've been here for 4 years, and early on it became obvious to me that the school was perhaps too big, with 1,350 students. In the pastoral side of the school we had 3 members of staff looking after their daily needs. The students were organised into year groups and houses, so we decided to just go down one pastoral system and have them into 4 schools. So in separating into 4 schools, we now have 12 members of staff whose daily job it is to take care of the students' progress and their well-being, those types of needs.
The origin of the Varndean logo started with a crest that contained dolphins that they had right at the beginning. And after some research, I discovered that the dolphins in the crest originate from the Brighton and Hove crest, which is 200 or 300 years old. In the 1970s, the crest was simplified, and then it was redesigned by an art teacher, and then that was tweaked. Well, there was some discussion that we would throw out the dolphin completely and just start afresh, but I felt strongly that it would be a good idea to maintain some thread that runs through from the very original crest, but then just to take the idea of dolphin and do something modern and new with it.
It was important for us to say, as a music school, as a technology school, that we're part of the future. We're a very forward-looking school, we're a very modern school, we're a very outward-looking school, so the brand also had to establish that, also had to say that to the public. In terms of the 4 schools then, we wanted the emblem to show that there was 4 different schools but within one. So the emblem ended up as four dolphins.
And the idea is that they're all moving forward. They're competing with each other perhaps, but they're still all moving in one direction. And that's what's going on in the 4-school structure.
We wanted to give each school its own sub-identity. We also thought it was important to look at the names of those communities and make sure that those names that we picked actually reflected the values of the school. The name of our first school is Angelo, named after Maya Angelou, the writer and poet, equal rights activist. We thought that was a really strong leader for our school. The second person we chose was Bertrand Russell, a British philosopher. This also reflects some of the work we do in school on philosophy and our beliefs in a way of learning. The third person we chose was Alan Turing, the computer scientist. We felt the work he did in the Second World War was of great note and was inspirational to our students. We wanted to pay tribute to our heritage, so Miss Ellis was the first head teacher of the new build Varndean School in 1926, which was here, and so we wanted her to be one of the leaders of our school.
The idea behind all this sub-branding ultimately is to develop loyalty from the students within the school for their particular school. It's very important that the different stakeholders, the client, the students, the parents, the local people, embrace the new brand.
We're absolutely delighted with the rebranding. What it shows is 4 equal schools, 4 equal entities moving in the same direction. They're separate and they're joined, and it says all we wanted it to say about the school.
It feels now, as well as Mr. Deegan being new here, it feels like he's really made his mark now, and like introducing the school system and the new logo and the new uniform and stuff. I think that's it's made everyone feel like they're a community here. I think it's brought everyone together.